Now in Technicolor, the most exciting spectacle in screen entertainment history since the birth of cinema. Blown Apart, Napoleon Bonaparte's first animated series that chronicles the beloved emperor and all the things that annoy him. Hi there, I'm Napoleon, director, writer, actor, and emperor of the French. You may be wondering, just how are the characters in Blown Apart created? To give you the answer, we will take you behind the closed, firmly locked, and unventilated doors of the tiny media studio. What? This is it? Jesus, we need funding. Ah, and here we have one of our animators working on Davoo. You there, art man. State the things you do.
Well, Your Highness, all of our characters in Blown Apart are created in Blender. As you can see here, I'm using their grease pencil feature to create the Iron Marshal.
Blender? Grease pencil? This is getting far too advanced for a character from the 1800s. Explain yourself.
Well, grease pencil is a type of object that allows you to create 2D drawings in a 3D environment, which is perfect for cutout animation. The grease pencil object has three main components: points, edit lines, and strokes. The point is, well, a single point in 3D space. The points store properties that allow you to change the location, thickness, and the alpha. The points are connected by lines that are used to construct the final stroke. There are three modes for grease pencil that allow you to create your drawings. First is draw mode, which is pretty self-explanatory. Edit mode, which allows you to use tools to add, duplicate, and subtract and transform the stroke. And finally, sculpt mode. Instead of selecting a group of points like edit mode, sculpt mode manipulates the drawings with tools and brushes. As you can see here, I'm using a combination of drawings, primitive shapes, and sculpting tools to create the shape and character of Davoo, while having complete control over the line work throughout the entire process, smoothing lines, adding weight, and changing the shape altogether.
Sculpting drawings? I've certainly seen a lot in my time, but this one takes the brioche. Ah, and here we have the throbbing engine room of the animation process. Are you there, Robo-Man? State your part in this.
Okay, well, I'm rigging Davoo up for animation. Here's how it goes. We are doing a simplified rig, so we have our designs broken down into multiple grease pencil objects. We have one drawing on the body, arm, and leg objects, and multiple drawings on the head and hand objects. We need an armature, so hit Shift A, switch into edit mode, hit E to extrude new child bones. Once we have our armature aligned, we need to lock our rotation, add a bone constraint on the X and Y. Now your rig only bends along one axis. Let's go over 3 different ways we could attach our drawing to our rig. The first method is an object constraint. Select a single object. Just come in here to the object constraints menu, add an armature object constraint. We will add one to the head and each of the hands. Okay, so the next style of rigging is vertex groups. Select your grease pencil and then select your armature. Hit Ctrl and P and then select with empty groups. With that done, we can select the relevant strokes and then assign them to each bone. And then we would just repeat this process for all of the arms and legs on the character. And last, the lattice method. So add a lattice, set it to a 2D plane. Scale the lattice manually. Add vertex groups with the corresponding bone name. Once that's done, we need to add 2 modifiers. First, on the body object, add a lattice modifier. Secondly, on the lattice object, add an armature modifier. Now the lattice will deform along the bones. Now, to access any other frames within our drawings, we use a time offset modifier in fixed frame mode. In our case, we will add one to the head and each of the hands. Now we can pose and change expressions. This puppet is ready for animation.
And now you know the Blown Apart secret formula. Blenders and greasy pencils. So smash that subscribe button to stay tuned for more cartoons of the world's most lovable dictator. And remember, say it with me now, Vive l'Empereur!